I was fired for taking 3 sick days after my miscarriage. 6 months later, the CEO begged me to come back when their million-dollar client turned out to be my father. I still remember the ice in Diane's voice when I called in sick that Monday morning. Another day off, Sarah. That's 3 in a row. We have deadlines. What I couldn't tell her was that I'd spent the weekend in the hospital losing the baby I hadn't even told anyone at work about yet, that I was still bleeding, that the doctor had written a note recommending a week of recovery which I'd cut short because my job as senior marketing strategist was hanging by a thread. I'll be back tomorrow, I promised, my voice hollow, but when I logged in Tuesday morning, my access was denied. 10 minutes later, AR called to inform me that due to excessive absences impacting client deliverables, they were terminating my employment. No questions about why I'd been absent. No mention of my 4 years of stellar performance reviews, just gone. I didn't fight it. I was too exhausted, too heartbroken over losses that felt connected, the baby, the job I'd poured myself into, the community of colleagues I'd considered friends who suddenly went silent. Dad was furious when he found out. They can't do this to you, he insisted, during our weekly dinner. Dad, it's fine, I lied. The tech industry is booming. I'll find something better. What I didn't expect was how word would spread about my unreliability. 3 interviews canceled last minute. Former client suddenly unavailable. I'd been blacklisted. Finally, I stopped applying for corporate positions altogether. With my savings dwindling, I launched my own consultancy, building websites for small businesses and managing social media accounts for local restaurants. It wasn't the career I'd planned, but it kept the lights on while my heart slowly healed. 6 months after my firing, a pristine message appeared from Diane herself. Sarah, we need to talk. Urgent matter concerning Highland Tech. Please call me. Highland Tech, the client whose deadline I'd supposedly jeopardized with my absence. I almost deleted the message, but curiosity won. We've had a situation, Diane explained, her usual confidence replaced with nervous energy. Highland Tech is being acquired by Reynolds Global. They're conducting a full audit of all vendor relationships. The CEO specifically requested to meet with our team and, her voice trailed off, and he specifically asked for you to lead the presentation. You see, yes, he won't proceed without you on the account. Sarah, this is a $4 million contract. I am authorized to offer you your position back with a significant raise. I laughed, then Pernton actually laughed Pert before responding. The Reynolds Global CEO is insisting on working with someone your company fired for having a medical emergency? That's quite a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, a familiar voice interrupted as Diane apparently put her phone on speaker. It's because I know exactly what kind of employee you are, Sarah. My father's voice, CEO Thomas Reynolds. The silence that followed was deafening. Dad, I finally managed. You are the acquisition. You never said anything. I couldn't, he replied. Not until the paperwork was signed yesterday. But I did make one condition crystal clear in negotiations, that my daughter would handle the account transition. I wanted to see Diane's face when she realized who you were. Today I sent Diane my terms, triple my previous salary, a director title, and a company-wide policy guaranteeing medical leave without questions. They accepted within an hour tomorrow. I start my own agency with seed funding from Reynolds Global Small Business Initiative. My first client, the women's health advocacy organization I connected with after my miscarriage. Some people discard talent over temporary circumstances they never bothered to understand. Others recognize that true loyalty and performance can't be measured by perfect attendance during life's hardest moments. I know which business philosophy builds lasting success. A tree Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.